Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Our special guest tonight for part three will be none other than Kim Douglas. That's right, so Kim will be on the air here with us momentarily as she'll be our special guest in part three. It's a rescheduled appearance, so get ready for Kim Douglas coming our way here as our special guest momentarily here on the Beer Man Network as we present part three of our extravaganza on this Sunday evening, May the 4th, celebrating Cinco de Mayo. So there you go. We're going to celebrate Cinco de Mayo with Kim Douglas.
Your entry is not valid, or your call is not scheduled at this.
I just scheduled a call. I gotta love it. Let's see here. I did schedule a thing there. I don't know what that's going on there. Okay. Try this again.
Welcome to TalkShoe. Please enter the. Your entry is not valid.
All right, 1 second here. We're gonna get this right. We're gonna get Kim Douglas on the air. So part three of this long broadcast. You know what? Sometimes. Oh, is this Kim? Hang on. Hello. Hey Kim, how you doing? So, all right, we're gonna get you on here in just a moment. I just need you to hang on 1 second, and I'll get you on. Thank you.
Welcome to TalkShoe. Please enter the call ID. You are now joining the call. You are unmuted. Recorded live.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna bring on our special guest, Kim Douglas, is gonna join me now. Good evening, Kim. Welcome to the broadcast. Good evening, Kim. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm excellent.
So tell us, what have you been up to?
Well, since I've been on the radio, I've been doing selling real estate, and I also continue to do some radio here and there. So I got into real estate, I think after the Varsity show ended, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and kind of a tough market, but I stuck it out and seem to be doing pretty well.
Well, since we last talked on the radio back in 2007, we've moved to technology's moved us to the internet.
That's awesome. Good for you.
So here's what we're going to talk about tonight. Number one, I want to ask you about what do you feel about how technology has changed things, considering that you spent many years on the FM dial. Now here we are in 2014, and we're doing this on the internet, and it seems like everybody's broadcasting on the internet.
I know, you've got podcasts, you've got internet radio stations. I think it's cool. It's a great outlet for people who are pretty talented but don't end up, on what you'd call terrestrial radio. And it's just, you gotta kind of stick with it and go with the times.
True. Now, let me ask you about the real estate market, because I know right now that's your main thing going on. Tell us, number one, how has the real estate market changed since you begun in the real estate business?
Okay, I'll tell you. When I got in, it was early '08, and the market was starting to tank as far as what was happening in there, and it was just that prices started to go down, that home values were going down, but really, all that was really happening was it was an adjustment of that, so-called bubble that was out there, where home values were increasing and just out of control, and it wasn't really realistic. So I think it has to balance itself out, and that's exactly what's happening now. So when I first got in, It was more of a buyer's market because there was just so much inventory out there, and um, it just, if you didn't like one house, there's probably five others in the same development or on that block, that you could look at as a buyer. And so what's happened now is, things have leveled off. Home values are increasing again, which is great. And there's not that much inventory out there. So things have balanced out a little bit. Now it's leaning a little bit more in favor of the seller. And I'm seeing multiple offers on houses all the time, which is crazy. And, you put a sign in the yard, the next thing you know, you've got three offers. So it's not a bad time. If you're a homeowner and you've been thinking about putting your house on the market, it might be a good time to think about doing it now.
Well, I just had somebody earlier tonight tell me that they're actually in Arizona now, and they want to move back to the East Coast, and they wanted to talk to you about, what you have available in the market. So how does someone reach out to Kim Douglas to find out what's going on in the market?
All right, I'll tell you what, the best way to find me is through my website. It's Kim Douglas Homes. So Douglas is one S. Kim Douglas Homes is my website. It's a great place to look at houses that are on the market, ask questions about real estate, whether are thinking about listing or buying. You can look at mortgage rates, things like that. Ask me anything you want, and also get connected with me. Whether right from the website, you can call me, you can text me, you can email me with any questions that you have. So that's a really great way to do it. Again, it's KimDouglasHomes.com. And I do help people really all over the place. Say, for instance, you are in Arizona or something like that, and you need to sell your house. I can connect you with someone within my network who can help you get your house on the market and sell it. And then also come here and I can help you out in this area in the purchase part of it.
So now, what are you doing in the broadcasting field these days? Because your fans been asking this question.
It just keeps finding me. Radio keeps finding me. What happened a few years ago was there was a guy who had a show, kind of a real estate related show. He was a mortgage guy, and he had a radio show and had me come on. It was a little tiny station over in Jeffersonville, PA, right on a golf course there. And the guy had me come on and talk about real estate. And when I left, the guy who ran the station was like, "Hey, you sounded really good." And I was, "Well, I got a few years of this under my belt, so it's kind of natural for me." And he said, "You should come on a regular basis." So I started to do it there. And since then, I've branched out to a couple of other radio stations as well, out in, they're local, which is great because there's still people listening, to the local radio stations in areas where I help people buy and sell real estate. So it's a great way for me to, market myself and network with people who are actually buying and selling in the, in the neighborhoods nearby, Montgomery County and Bucks County, and also in Philadelphia. I've been on, doing some stuff on WPHT.
Oh, really? You're on PHT these days?
Yes, I am. On Sunday mornings, I do a show, and it looks like that's branching out as well. It might go to another day during the week as well. So it's cool. Of course, I can't stay away from it. I love it. And if that's a way for people to find out that, I'm still doing this, and it wasn't just, on a whim or something like that a few years ago, it's great. It's a great way to get the get the news out there because real estate is always something of interest to people. They want to know what's going on, how's the market, what's my house worth, what are interest rates, all that kind of stuff. So I like sharing it.
Well, did you ever meet the Dean of Real Estate, Jay Lamont, who was definitely the #1 real estate show in Philadelphia at one point?
No, I never did, unfortunately.
So what made you get into the real estate market? That's what people are asking.
Oh, really? Well, I back when I was kind of in my last year doing the varsity show on YSC, I had an interest. What's that?
Go ahead, Kim.
Oh yeah, so I had interest in real estate all along, but I just started taking a class while I was doing that, and it just so happened when that show ended, I had some more free time and continued to just get get the classes in so that I could get my license. And I pushed forward, and I could have gone to another city to do real estate or something, or to do radio, I should say. But my family's from the Philadelphia area, and everything. So I wanted to stick around here. So whatever it was going to be, I needed to be successful at it. And so I just pushed forward. And like I said, I just didn't pay any attention to what type of market we were in. When I got into the business, I just tried to be really proactive and work really hard so that I could be successful. And the nice thing about it is that I'm an entrepreneur, an independent contractor, and there's really no ceiling on what I can make by helping people.
Well, that's a great thing. I mean, I spent 13 years myself in serving the beer up at the Vet and Citizens Bank ballpark. And let me tell you, that was another great industry where you were on a commission basis. And so I can relate to what it's like to be out there hustling for your dollar.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's 100% commission, and while that can be scary, you learn how to manage things and stretch it out in between closings when you need to. And, after a while, you do start to get, the referrals going along. After you've been in the business for a while, then you start to see, oh, wow, that person that I helped buy a house is now going to sell and buy something bigger. Or, you know what I mean? Or these people are downsizing. Or, my sign was seen out in this neighborhood. I sold that house, and now other people want to sell. So it does, business begets more business the longer that I'm in it. So that's kind of cool. But you always have to work, like you talked about. You got to hustle, right?
Exactly. Now, Kim, we have a caller on the line. Are you interested in taking a call tonight?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's bring the caller on the air. Caller, you're live on the air with Kim Douglas. Go ahead, caller.
It's Anthony. How you doing?
How you doing, Anthony?
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I run with the Cleveland North Catholic Garage Case, and also I help out Beer Man. I was on for a few hours earlier. I missed some of your conversation, but is the housing market picking up as far as selling?
Oh my goodness, absolutely. Yeah, it's finally, like I was mentioning earlier, it's leaning towards a more balanced market where it was real heavy on the buyer side a few years ago. Home values have been increasing, and that's really more of a seller's market. Of course, you always want to be priced right. That's what I always say. You got to price it right, and you got to look really good, too, to make sure the house looks really great, and you're going to get the top dollar for it.
And the city of Philadelphia itself, I would think the center city has picked up, but the outlining neighborhoods has not. Is that true?
Well, you know what? I was actually in the city showing houses today, and while there seems to be more inventory, of course, because there's more houses per square foot, basically, in the city, it seems to be doing very well. I mean, the city has done really well, comparatively speaking, across the country, even in the times when the market wasn't so good. But there's a lot of new construction in the city, and a lot of rehab. There's some good values there.
It's amazing, like Kensington, Fort Richmond, some of those sections have come back pretty strong.
Yeah. And in Center City, of course, you've got tax abatements in a lot of areas, which, I was looking at some homes today where the taxes were like $500 for the year. So that's a real incentive.
Is that only on new housing, the tax abatements, or is that?
Yeah, some rehabs and newer houses, new construction.
Okay.
We'll get to that. Yep, absolutely. That's something that was put into place in order to, try to incentivize really people to move back into the city when they were moving away from it for a while. But with what I see now, they're bringing in so much. There's just so much new construction. I was in and around Old City today, and Society Hill, and Northern Liberties and the Art Museum area. There's just so much new construction everywhere. Some really nice places.
I'll tell you where I've been looking on. I like Delancey Street, 26 to 30th, that area. Really, to me, Delancey Street is like just the ultimate Philadelphia. It's quiet street, well kept, nice goods. You can walk around at night. You're close to all the restaurants and all. I like that area. Actually, I've been looking in that area. And the houses are affordable, and they're beautiful inside. They're, well kept, and they still have all that old features from years ago with the hardwood floors and the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Today's buyer is pretty savvy, too. I mean, a lot of people really are watching the HGTV type stuff and everything, and they're pretty demanding. They want their stainless steel appliances and granite countertops and hardwood floors, like you mentioned, and everything. And it seems like a lot of people are stepping up and really, making sure that their places look good, and that's what you really have to do to get it sold. Are you looking to buy something right now?
I was looking in Center City, trying to cut down on the driving, and I'm in the jewelry business, and basically I'm based out of Center City. So, I was looking in that Delancey. I like Delancey Street a lot, and there was 4 or 5 houses on the one block for sale. And it's quite affordable, and parking garage not far away, so, it's okay.
That's helpful, right?
New construction also in that area, but not Delancey Street itself. It seemed like they were going all the way to the river at the end, right? It looked like there's construction going on all the way up to the very end. I don't know what is that 30th Street, the last street before the Schuylkill, I guess. But it looked like new construction going up all the way to 30th Street. I kind of like the older homes. I kind of like the quaint block. I don't care, row homes. It's just so quaint. And to me, that's the ultimate street as far as I'm concerned, Delancey Street. I've seen some of the new thing on Delaware Avenue and all. Like, as I was younger, probably, are those condos that are going up like along the Delaware?
Yeah, there's quite a few. They have, new buildings there with condos in them, and they'll have like an association fee with them too. A lot of them, which can be, a few $100s up to close to $1,000 a month. But it's your parking, and it's a lot of time pays your water fee, heating, those types of things too. So it's all tucked into that.
Right, I call Delaware Avenue. That's really come up Boulevard, but that's all. That seems to be a real growth area all the way up.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere.
Is that mostly young professionals?
Well, you got a mixture of people, from people who might be of the retirement age to young professionals, and a whole mix in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem with that area, to me, is you got to drive into Center City. Like, when you go to a nice restaurant, the show, you still got to drive. That's why I like Rittenhouse Square area.
That's nice too. I mean, nice to be able to just walk someplace or cab it real quick.
I missed the beginning. So you're on your own, or do you work for a firm?
I work for Coldwell Banker Preferred.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and we have offices all over the place. We have 2 in Center City and all around. I'm in the Bluebell office, but because I've done so much of my career in the city, I'm really not, I don't lock myself into working just in the suburbs. I'm not afraid to go into the city to help people buy and sell. And as far as listing your house in the city, or anywhere really, my thought is that as long as it gets the right price and the right marketing, it doesn't matter where the office is necessarily that you're listed with. So.
Yeah, I live in King of Prussia right now.
Yeah.
So that area's taken off. That 202 corridor, the whole 202 corridor is new stores all over. It's amazing.
Cedar Crest is a really nice area too, with low taxes and nice homes out there as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Kim, we have a question from a viewer. Is it true that Kim Douglas is engaged?
Yes, it is.
Okay, because the viewer reported that earlier, and I said, I haven't heard anything, so tell us what's going on.
Okay, I have been dating my girlfriend who lives in Boston for the past 3 years, and the craziest thing was 2 weeks ago I was in Boston. I went there with a ring, and we were out on Saturday walking around, stopped and sat on a little dock on the Charles River in Boston, and she proposed to me on the weekend. I planned to do it to her.
Wow.
So, and then I did it, I followed suit. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're both doing this on the same weekend. It's amazing. So I'm very much in love, and I am engaged now. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. I mean, that's something, last time we talked, things were totally different, but I'm very happy to hear that you confirm it and you're here on our airwaves tonight.
That's right. Thank you so much. I am over the moon. I'm so happy. It took me a long time, like a lot of things in my life, but eventually I will, I do the things that I want to do, and I found someone who I am completely and totally in love with, and had to go 300 and some miles to find her.
Well, you know what? Look, I'll tell you, Kim, my experience when looking for love back in '07, I was basically, I was just dating the field, and I since been married. I got married in 2012.
Ah, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, that's great.
So who knows what's next for Kim Douglas, though, but maybe the possibility that we could bring you on here as part of what we opened up. Let me tell you a little about what we're doing here. We've opened the Beer Man Network, which is basically about the 13 years that I worked at Vet Stadium in Citizens Bank Park. And I decided to open up the Beer Man Network. And our previous caller, Anthony, was one of the big supporters in what we're doing. And we're only on our second broadcast tonight, so you're part of history.
That's awesome. I'm so excited for you. And it's so fun to do something that you love, isn't it?
You know, I have the passion. I've had it since 1992 when I started at good old little Channel 7 with the Disco Man RJ was the first guy that gave me my big break. And he said, you know what, even though you're only 16 years old, we're going to give you the chance to go on and host your own TV show. And here we are all these years later.
That's pretty awesome. You definitely have a passion for it.
Yes, I enjoy every time I get up in front of a camera and broadcasting. And one of my big breaks was going on ABC with Jenny McCarthy.
That's cool. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got to be interviewed by Jenny McCarthy, which was really awesome.
Mm-hmm. She's pretty cool. I've always liked her.
Yeah, she's a great person. I mean, you know, and the funny thing is that, before she went live, there was an issue, and she was all upset. And I said, look, Jenny, she didn't even know me from Adam. And I said, Jenny, I've got you. And she trusted me, and it worked out great.
Oh, that's awesome. She just got engaged, too, recently.
Yeah, love is in the air for all of us, it seems.
That's right. There's nothing like it.
So, like I said, hopefully in the near future, possibility that you could be joining this very network doing your real estate broadcast here.
I'd be happy to talk to you more about that. I love it.
Yes, exactly, because you know what? I want passionate people who have been in the broadcasting business for many years. And I followed your career on the radio. I told you before about how, you and Glenn on Q102 and you and Barsky all over the dial. And I mean, it was a great run you had.
Oh, yeah. I had some fun on Facebook this past week. I did like a throwback Thursday picture of the Barsky show from Y100. And I just threw it up there, and all these people were commenting and saying things, and I was like, yeah, it was fun. And Barsky chimed in and said, it's rare when you find a really good fit like that of a group of people, and it just works. And yeah, it was fun. It brought back a lot of memories, and never ever felt like I was working, even though I had to get up at 3:30 in the morning. It never felt like work.
It's funny because just recently Chio returned to the Philadelphia FM radio.
I know. I heard that. I didn't get a chance to hear him yet, but I did hear it was like at the end of last week, right?
Yeah, he just returned on Thursday because I guess May 1st was when his non-compete contract was up. I mean, that's what I'm thinking what happened there because he, of course, was on 96.5. Now he's on 106.1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's good because, if you think about it, the audience that grew up with him on Q102 is now older, and that station kind of targets a more adult audience, so that makes total sense that those people can remember listening to him when they were younger, and that's how Philadelphia is. You know that, right? They have their fan favorites, and they'll stick with you.
Kim, let me tell you, the number of people in the last week that when I mentioned your name, the response was like, "Hey, I remember Kim Douglas." People were really excited about you being here tonight.
Ah, cool. That is so fun. I'm so glad. I really appreciate that. I love radio, and I miss doing that on a daily basis. Like I said, it always draws me back, and so that's why I love doing the little things that I do. If I'm going to go on and talk about real estate, it just makes sense.
So, have you ever done an actual call-in show, like where the whole shift it was nothing but calls?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, those types of shows. You mean like now or back? When I was on the air full time.
Back on the FM dial.
I mean, basically the Barsky Show on YST, that was talk and phone calls, for 3-4 hours. So we definitely did something like that then.
Right, the free FM format. How soon do I forget the free FM format? Which honestly, I was a huge fan of. I thought that was the greatest format to go with. But unfortunately, the Suits made the decision that they would go back to the Rock, which bombed, and look where they're at now. Now they're on Sports Talk again.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, it was a shame that that didn't really work out. But things happen for a reason, I believe. So, everybody's moving on to do different things. It's funny, Vinny, who was on the air there with that show, right?
Yeah, I remember Vinny the Crumb.
Yeah, because he was doing real estate too. He was in the mortgage side of things, and we did a few deals together during his. He's actually back to selling radio.
Nice. Well, there you go. See, you never know when you're going to work with somebody again. The future is always the unknown, and you know what? It's full of surprises. And like I said, there are so many people out there that want to see Kim Douglas back and an opportunity to call in and talk to you, like we just had Anthony here. And you know what? In the future, I think it's very bright, and I see a lot of things happening in the right direction. As you know, in the past, we talked about a previous project that I did. It didn't work out, but you know what? I'm one of those guys that I don't quit, and now this time I really think we're going to build something great.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm rooting for you, and I'd love to be a part of it. So that sounds like a lot of fun, and I wish you all the best with it.
Thank you. Well, actually, one of the guests earlier tonight was former Philly Glenn Wilson. He was here from 1984 to 1987. And, people don't forget Glenn either.
That's right. Like I told you, you know how people are in Philadelphia.
It's the greatest place in the nation. And I'll tell you, that's not a statement. That's the truth. So we're definitely going to work on it. And Kim, I know we're pretty much out of time for tonight. I thank you so much for coming on, and I look forward to our conversation in the future. And I know we'll definitely work something out because it's all about the passion here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you. I look forward to hearing from you again. Thank you so much for having me.
Kim, it's been my pleasure.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you so much. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Kim Douglas, the newly engaged Kim Douglas, joining us on the phone line. So there you have it. So we continue here with what you want to talk about here on the New Beer Man Network. So give us a call. Lines are open here to talk about what you want to talk about tonight. We want to hear from YOU. So definitely do it, okay? Okay. Kim Douglas, ladies and gentlemen, a great, great talent in the radio business. Like I said, we hope to have her here on the Beer Man Network in the very near future. We want to sign the T's and dot the I's and sign the T's. That's the way we'll say it. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Our very special guest in the 8:30 hour tonight, or the 8 o'clock hour, Kim Douglas, a great real estate person, and you can definitely check her out. Kim Douglas will be back here. I promise you that, ladies and gentlemen. So this has been a great night, 4 hours plus. It's been wild. Glenn Wilson, Kim Douglas have been on the line here. Like I said, you want to call in now? Do it. Now's the time to call in on our broadcast, and we will make things happen here because passion is what it's all about. So I see we got some people hanging out. If you're in the chat room, I definitely want to hear from you. So feel free. We got Trisha hanging out, and we have YOU hanging out. So and many others here on the Talk Shoe stream. It's show number 2, folks. Wait till we get to 20. That's the thing. Tonight, 2 great interviews. I want to thank Anthony for calling in and being a huge part of tonight. Anthony has done wonderful work tonight. I definitely noticed what he done for us tonight. I've got to take my hat off to him. Many, many thank yous going out to Anthony tonight, who has done a fantastic job tonight, helping me out with this 4-hour extravaganza. But as they say, it is time to close the door and wish there was some more. The topic of this show was our special guest, Kim Douglas and Glenn Wilson. And we did it in 3 parts tonight. So make sure you check out the archives. And that's pretty much a wrap for tonight. We'll be back next show. Make sure you follow us on our Twitter. It's at Philly Beer Man. Follow us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Beer Man Network. For now, I am the Beer Man, saying thank you so much for everything tonight from the great people that called us. We will see you back here Friday night for our next broadcast. Time to be announced. So check out facebook.com/Beer Man Network. From Horsham, PA, I am the Beer Man, bidding you a pleasant good evening, and thank you so much for everything. Good night, everybody.
Call recording has been completed.
Alrighty, so let's wrap this up. So once again, thank you everybody here on Ustream. We just finished up the talk show portion of the program. We had great callers tonight. It was a really good time. There was a lot of people I was expecting to hear from that we didn't hear from tonight. Maybe next show. But I hope those guys tune in and listen. Have a great night. And that's that. We'll see you back Friday night. And like I said, facebook.com/Beer Man Network. Check it out, okay? And become a friend. Like that page. Please spread the word. Tell all your friends. Like it up. Good night, everybody.